When one man stumbled upon a frail, aging bobcat left behind by its pack, he couldn't ignore its desperate eyes and weakened body. What began as a simple act of compassion quickly spiraled into something far more intense and dangerous. What followed would leave him questioning everything he thought he knew about the wild. At first, Brett didn't recognize the sound as a growl. It echoed like a scream, low, broken, desperate. It came from behind the shed, sharp enough to drop the bag of feed he was carrying. Without a second thought, he ran. Snow still clung to the shadowed edges of the yard, stubborn against the slow-coming spring. April had arrived, but the valley hadn't caught up. When Brett rounded the corner, he froze. Blood streaked across the snow, and a shape lay crumpled in the middle of it. Not human. At first, he thought it was a large dog. Then he saw the broad cheeks, the tufted ears, the yellow eyes locked on his. A bobcat. Old, by the look of it. Its fur was patchy and dull, and its back leg twisted at a wrong, painful angle. Brett stepped back. The animal didn't move, just kept staring. "What the hell happened to you?" he muttered. No response, just heavy, uneven breathing. There were no tracks leading in, no sign of a fight, just blood, silence, and this broken animal alone in the cold. He should have called someone. Animal control, a vet, anyone. But he didn't. Maybe it was the way the cat didn't flinch when he moved, or how its eyes never left his. There was no trust in that look, but no fear either. Maybe the creature had gone past fear. Brett retrieved gloves, towels, and a flashlight. His hands trembled. He'd dealt with raccoons before, maybe a fox once, but never anything this big, this wild. When he returned, the bobcat was still there, watching, waiting. Brett crouched slowly. "I'm not gonna hurt you, buddy." The cat didn't react, so Brett leaned in to inspect the leg. Swollen, bent, painful just to look at. When Brett reached out, the cat growled, low, deep. A warning. Brett froze. Okay, not touching. Got it. He backed off and laid the towel nearby. Tried coaxing the animal onto it. Nothing. As the sun began to dip, the air grew cold. Brett couldn't just leave him there to die. So he improvised, rolled the towel, grabbed a tarp, and fashioned a rough sling like he'd seen done in videos. When he approached again, slower this time, the bobcat tensed, but didn't snarl. Brett eased the tarp under its front legs. It flinched, but didn't fight. That terrified him most. The cat didn't have the strength to resist. He carried the animal to the shed, laid him on an old dog bed that once belonged to his late Labrador. The bobcat didn't run, didn't bare its teeth, just nudged Brett's boot with its head. And in that moment, Brett stopped seeing a wild predator. He knew he was in too deep. He spent the night in the shed, sitting on an overturned crate, watching the rise and fall of the cat's side. By morning, he'd cleared a space for it, swept the dust, and patted the floor with wood shavings and towels. He brought water and leftover chicken, which the cat ignored, but it drank slowly, never taking both eyes off Brett. Brett called in sick, said he had the flu. It wasn't a lie. He wasn't ready to explain what was unfolding. By noon, he sat on the shed steps, watching the forest come alive with birdsong. Behind him, the bobcat stirred, lifting its head, scanning the open door, watching Brett. "You're not planning to run, are you?" Brett asked. Silence. That afternoon, Brett researched what to do. Most advice was clear. Don't interfere. Call wildlife rehab. But the nearest center was over 3 hours away, and part of him didn't want to. Not yet. He checked on the cat every hour. Once he caught it licking its injured leg. Another time, it was just staring at the wall, like it was remembering something. That evening, Brett walked to his neighbor Kevin's place, retired gas station owner. Gruff but curious. "I found a bobcat behind my shed," Brett said. "Hurt. Bad." Kevin didn't blink. "You call anyone?" "No, he's old. I don't think he's dangerous." Kevin narrowed his eyes. "You ever seen what those things do to deer?" "I'm not a deer still. Keep him too close. Someone's gonna make a call, and it won't be to help." Brett left with more questions than answers. When he got home, the shed was quiet. Too quiet. He pushed open the door. The cat was gone. Panic hit like a brick. Towels were scattered. The water bowl was overturned. The back window shattered. Blood on the sill. Brett ran outside, scanning the ground. Nothing. Just whine through trees. Dread pooled in his gut. Had someone taken him? Had he dragged himself off to die? Just before dark, there was a sound. A soft thump on the porch. Brett opened the door. The bobcat sat there, panting, blood in his fur, but eyes fixed on Brett's, like he had to go somewhere and chose to come back. Brett didn't sleep that night. Even with the cat curled on the porch like some oversized stray, his thoughts spun. By sunrise, the cat was gone again. Brett grabbed his coat and followed. The forest was still thick with fog, silent and strange. He traced faint tracks, broken branches. It led him high up past the tree line, into a clearing where ancient stones sat in a ring, half-buried, moss-covered. Bones are scattered in the center. A hunter's grave. Brett stood there, unmoving. His father used to bring him to these hills, taught him how to track, how to read stories in claw marks and footprints. Every animal leaves a story, he'd said. You just have to learn to read it. Brett removed his cap, said nothing, then turned back. As the fog lifted, he saw movement near the cabin. The bobcat, limping. Back again. Brett didn't speak, just sat beside him, watching him breathe. The cat reached out, placed his injured paw gently on Brett's boot. No claws, no threat, just contact. Something passed between them then, unspoken, primal. Not dominance, not fear, something else, a connection. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.